Yes, hello tradies. Welcome to Ep 3 of the Air Raid Siren, brought to you by HBF Health Insurance, your health dream team. Make the trade to HBF today. Mitchell, you want to open the batting on your rant?
I do. It's a positive today.
Wow.
I've been a bit negative on the Air Raid recently.
I didn't realise that there was room to be positive.
Saw one of the great single quarter performances on the weekend. Murphy Reid kicked 4 goals for Freo.
Yes.
But I'm talking about Sunday. Toby Greene, last quarter, to pull his team to victory, put his team on his back. 11 touches in the last quarter, 4 clearances, 4 score involvements, went into the midfield against Petrarca, Viney and Oliver. We're talking about Toby Greene, who started his career as a pure midfielder and used to average mid-20s touches, then went forward to be an All-Australian captain. He's a 3-time All-Australian as a stay-at-home forward, a proven goal kicker, goes back into the midfield when you and I have discussed on this show a number of times that the midfield is probably the one query on the Giants, if you've got a query this year. Cogs is playing forward this year. Is Josh Kelly going to reach the heights of what he's done previously? You know, Green and Callaghan we love, Tom Green and Finn Callaghan. But is the depth in the top-end depth there? So what does Toby do? With the game on the line at the G, he goes in the midfield and wins his footy club the game. I don't think this guy gets enough adulation. We've all spoken about him in the past, but I think maybe the Toby love and the Toby respect has dropped off in the last 12 months. And I think he's still in the top 10 players in the competition and showed it on the weekend.
It's a great point. Yep. Last year he didn't have, by his own admission, his best year, and he was very inaccurate in front of goal.
Yeah.
The year before he was All-Australian captain. So I agree. I think we forget too quickly in this game, and he was outstanding on the weekend. And there's very few who can do what he can do.
Yes.
Good air raid from you. You'll be shocked to know that mine's not very positive.
Oh. Why am I the glass half full guy around here?
And I've been down this road before, but I was working the Grand Prix all weekend. So I spent a fair bit of time walking through the paddock.
So just for those that
who don't know, so the paddock is essentially where the teams and the drivers hang out. It's attached to the back of the garages.
Yeah. Who can get in there? How many people are we talking?
It's a good question.
Is this where the influencers are? Like, can those sort of people get in there, or is it more just media?
It's more media and teams, but you can get people get walked through with VIP passes like that they have to give back.
Yeah.
So you can sort of like do a lap and then come back.
And are the guys approachable? Can you go up to Charles Leclerc?
Well, so let me
Okay, sorry.
Just let me go.
So I had my journalism hat on. I was just peppering you.
So the way it's been worked out in Melbourne, and it's similar in a lot of the Grand Prix, there's 24 Grand Prix around the world, is that the drivers and the teams arrive, they walk through a fan zone where they take selfies and do autographs and all that sort of stuff. And then they walk into the paddock, and between the entrance of the paddock and wherever their team garage is, it's essentially free reign for any media. And, you know, for people who have paid the money to be in there or are usually attached to sponsors, there's more room for photos and that sort of stuff. But so if you're Toto Wolff, who's the team principal for Mercedes, you can literally between then and the Mercedes garage walk up to Toto and start asking him questions about the race ahead or whatever. And not only are you allowed to ask questions, they're more than happy to answer. Same with the drivers. Now, granted, people like Lewis Hamilton who have their own personal bodyguards are a little bit harder to get to, but you can still go up to them and ask questions. Now, I know these guys are paid $100 million a year, but F1, and particularly with Drive to Survive, have worked out that the way to the hearts of fans is through access. And we haven't quite worked that out in Australian media and Australian sport yet, particularly in the AFL. So we signed this new deal where every player is supposed to be accessible after a game. Now, I would argue that it's potentially just gotten worse, hasn't it?
Hasn't gotten better.
It hasn't gotten better. And every single player is protected by media managers like a worried parent. Is that accurate?
That's not inaccurate.
Yeah. Imagine do you remember when Heath O'Loughlin used to run North Melbourne's media?
Yeah.
This is when they were making prelims under Brad Scott.
And Heath's next journo.
Yeah. And it was almost, every day was almost open slather. Now, I know North Melbourne needed the advertising. I get that. But Imagine, like, let's say you were running Collingwood or Carlton or Essendon, right? Imagine if just every day on the way into training, you just said to your players, look, we've told the media that training starts at 10, so you guys are probably going to rock up somewhere between 8 and 8:30 to get ready. And we just said that you're going in at this entrance and feel free to stop, guys, for as little or as long as you want. We've briefed everyone. We're playing Carlton on Thursday night. Talk to whoever you want. But, you know, if you want a longer form interview, Mitch, if you want to talk to Jack Inner for 15 minutes, can you just set it up with me first?
Yeah.
But otherwise, go for it. A, imagine how much advertising they'd get for free. And B, by the same token, journos are less likely to go hard on particular things if they're given free rein. It's when you say no or they put up the stone wall that journos start getting their tail up. That's the irony of this whole thing, is that people think that they're protecting their clubs. They're actually making it a lot worse. So I just hope one day players understand, clubs understand, that the more open you are, A, the more access you'll be given, and B, the treatment from the media will probably get a bit kinder.
Oh, that's an unwritten layer to this, isn't it?
It's just extraordinary to me that hasn't been worked out yet. So Carlton organise a media day, a membership day on SEN on the Friday, thinking that they were going to hammer Richmond. And then what do they do when they lose? Close up shop. No. This is the perfect opportunity to just open the doors. Yeah, we got beaten. We had a shocking night. We thought we were going to win. We didn't. It's a wake-up call. We're here to sell members because we still love our fans. Not difficult, but clubs make it difficult.
With the Australian culture, though, would Carlton fans have gone the other way, though, and have gone, hang on, we're not buying this message?
Well, that's fine. That's up to the fans. But as an organisation, you just be open.
Can I just ask as well, F1, do they have their own like website? So Mercedes, Team Mercedes.
Yeah.
If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, no, he's not.
He's Ferrari now. Yep.
Sorry, shows where I'm at.
That's okay. I've made that mistake.
If you're a Ferrari fan, are you going to the Ferrari website to get Lewis Hamilton? Because that's what clubs here want you to do. The club websites, and getting back to the whole media access, club websites and their own channels has blown the access.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Out of the water for us.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a little bit different.
Because club-controlled media is taking ownership, right?
Yeah. No, they do that. They do that less in F1 because there's more regulations from the governing body about you have to do X amount of media, and they enforce it because it's in contracts. Whereas the AFL don't enforce stuff. They sign a deal to get more money from the,
and the players all sign up to agree to it.
And then no one actually does it.
Yeah.
Anyway, one day we'll work it out, I think, but it might be after our lifetimes.
We'll be sitting on the couch one day. Oh, remember we were fighting for that back in the day.
Okay, just a small insight into Mitch as a 68-year-old. Thanks for joining us on the Air Raid Siren. Thanks to the great people at HBF. We'll see you next week.